What's good, YouTube? Arnado here. So today we're going to tackle, as you can see from the thumbnail, 4 reasons to keep your faith, especially in 2022. It doesn't even matter what season of life, but anytime. 4 reasons to keep your faith. Number 1, because the devil wants you sad. That's first and foremost. Why give him the glory? Why give him the satisfaction of letting him see you down? Why give him the satisfaction of letting him think he's won over you? All he wants to do is frustrate you. You see, we put this too much power, in a sense, on the devil. We always think he's coming with a knife to kill and to stab and to shoot. And we always think that he's only coming with the major frustrations. He's only coming with death. He's only coming with sickness. We only think he's coming with the extreme. But the devil knows that he really doesn't have that much power. He doesn't have that much power to go around and just kill so easily. Otherwise, he would have just gone through earth and slaughtered everybody, because all he wants is our ultimate death. So if he could just do it going around killing us, he would have done it a long time ago. But he can't. You see, the tactic of the devil that we overlook is that, no, he works very, what's the word? He's very slick. He's very tricky. You won't notice him if you don't see him. He comes very smooth, very slow. He will come in with frustrating you. You wake up, you think that car that almost hit you was just a random car accident. No, this car almost hit you. Now you're pissed off. You're going into work. Now you're almost got into an accident. Maybe that car almost hitting you was all it took to flare up your angst that you've been holding in for the day or the morning or whatever it is. You have a long day ahead of you. You've been trying to hold it together and just go into work and get it done and focus. But now this car almost hit you and you're now road raging. So now all that anger has come out. Now you're walking into work. What? Talking to your employees or your coworkers crazy. And you think that was just, you just having a bad morning? Nah, that was the devil who wanted to piss you off. Because when you're pissed off, when you're sad, when you're down, when you're frustrated, when you're angry, when you're going through bitterness, when you're going through anything, you're off your game. You're not thinking smoothly. You're not responding or reacting. Excuse me. You're not reacting accordingly. You're not reacting in a way that benefits you, in a way that suits you. Your whole game is off. So the devil, his main trick is frustration. We think he's coming to kill you. No, the devil wants to frustrate you. He wants to see you sad. He wants to see you down. He's going to get you into an argument. He will get you missing your exit so you can be late. He will get you forgetting your lunch. He will get you you can't find your watch. He will get you, your cell phone just broke. It's the little nuances that the devil wants to attack, because it's these little nuances that stack through your day that just throws your vibe and your energy off. And that's all he wants, because when your energy is off, you're not open to receiving what's meant for you, because you can't even see it, because you're seeing all these stupid things irritating your space. So the one way to really keep your faith is to really remember what you are dealing with on planet Earth. Really remember who you are. Remember that centeredness that you're supposed to have. Remember the happiness, the positivity. I don't always want to talk about be happy and positive, because it's the way it's always spoken about in this world, just the way it's become in this world. It's almost just fancy talk. But you really do have to hold that, you have to have a center post inside yourself that's your guiding post. It keeps you focused. It keeps you balanced. You have to start being aware. That's probably a better word. You have to start being aware that the devil is around. You have to start being aware as to how the devil works. So you want to keep your faith in line. You have to know how your faith can even be tested. You see, because if you don't know how your faith is tested, you're always going to be susceptible to it. But when you begin to see that the devil is real, and you begin to learn how he works and moves in your life, then you begin to see how he moves in your life. So now you're able to sight the devil. Now you're able to be I see the devil trying to piss me off with that driver. You know what? Just whatever. I don't have time for this. Let's go into work. I'm positive today. I'm happy today. I feel good today. And you remember what you said to yourself. If you watch my other videos, I've told you how to start your day. Start with a prayer. Start with meditating. Get your morning mind set on the right channel. That way your day is already aimed in the right direction. You see, so when you have that core foundation in you already, and you can sight the devil trying to distract you through road rage, it's easy for you to just go back to your center and go back to what was important to you today, because you said you were going to have a good day. You said you were going to be focused today. You said you were going to be positive today. You said you weren't going to let things bother you. See, so first, to keep that faith even alive, you have to know how to let's keep it simpler. To keep that faith focused, to focus on that faith, number one, you have to learn how to sight the devil. Check out my other videos to even begin to learn how to sight the devil. The number one way to sight the devil, you better start praying to God so you can even learn God's lingo. You learn God's lingo, he will teach you Satan's lingo. You feel me? Don't go straight to Satan's lingo trying to understand Satan's lingo, because Satan will come and talk to you anyhow. No, first you have to go to God, learn how this universe works. Learn right from wrong. So when the devil comes in your ear, you're able to hear the lie within his lingo, because he will come at you with truth that might make sense, but he will slip. You will see all the cracks in his message if you have God really guiding your mind, guiding your reasoning, guiding your understanding, and guiding your wisdom. So first is really be aware of Satan in your life, but to be aware, you have to be with God. I know that's like a 2-part, 3-part, whatever, but a real reason to like keep your faith alive is really, really so that devil that you have to be aware of, so he doesn't have any kind of dealings in your hand. He doesn't have any kind of dealings in your life. So that's like the number one reason to keep faith. You keep faith so you can win your little daily battles. That's why the Bible tells you pick up your cross daily, because every single day you wake up, the devil is alive and he's ready to test you. Every single day you wake up, he is waiting for you right outside your door. He's waiting for you by your car. As you're walking in, he's trying to whisper things to you. Like as soon as you open your eyes, that dude is ready for you. So that should be your number one reason for keeping your faith alive. It's because the devil is out here and wants you sad and wants you distracted and wants you frustrated. So you have to be aware of him. You have to learn him. You don't fear the devil. Who is he that you're supposed to fear him? God is bigger than him. But you have to be aware of him. You have to know how he moves, how he can get you, how he targets his victims. You have to learn him, but you have to learn God first, because God is who will teach him to you. So the number one reason to keep your faith alive is because the devil wants you sad. So don't give him that glory. Don't give him that satisfaction. Screw him. Who is he that he's going to be laughing over your life because he's winning? Nah, don't let him win. He tries to frustrate you. You see that car trying to ram you off the road. Just scoot your car along and get back to what you are doing. Second reason to keep your faith is that God is not done with you. It's one thing about God is that he doesn't rush. And that's like, it's one of the most annoying qualities about God. It really is. It will piss you off, especially if you're really waiting for something, or you've been praying for something, or you've been wanting, hoping, wishing, whatever. God doesn't care. That's the most infuriating quality about God. Is like you just want him to move. Like, you son of a brr, because he can. You'll be looking at God like, I know you can do it. Like, Jesus Christ, I know you can. Well, what are you waiting for? So that's the hardest struggle. Dealing with God is patience, because he will test that. He will test your patience to the core. But that's a reason to keep your faith. It's because he's not done. Time to us is a totally different concept to God. A day, like 100 years to us, is like a day to God. Time means nothing to him. Time means nothing to him. Look at trees, this tiny seed. Look how long before it grows and becomes what it is. God is not in a rush. Nature is not in a rush, and nature is the highest expression of God. So God shows us every day. He never rushes to do anything. It's us in this microwave society of today that wants God. Like, I know me. I snap my fingers at God. Like, hello, come on. I've been praying. I've been meditating. I've been doing all these things. Come on. Do you hear me? That's the hardest part dealing with God sometimes, is that, you have to learn to just reel it back, reel your expectations, have your expectations, but reel in the timetable that you've associated with it. Just pull that back and just learn to like release and just, you know what, God, I've said, I've asked for it, I've prayed for it, I've whatever. Now you need to just learn to just let it be and trust that God hears you the first time. You don't need to. A lot of times we repeat prayers over and over. I know I do. Repeat. Like, he didn't hear me the first time. God is like, seriously, bitch, I can't stand people nagging in my ears. But we do it all the time because, well, whatever, you're God and you said we're supposed to, so deal with it, God. But anyways, that's number two. Number two reason for why you need to keep faith is because God is not going to rush. So don't jump off the train thinking he's not going to answer you, and you get you lose patience, you lose your stamina for your journey. You call God, He will answer you, but your way to God is it's always a journey. God is never just abracadabra, I'm here. You're gonna go find God now that you call Him, and that journey to Him, that path and walk you're gonna have to walk with Him. It'll take time. To us, maybe we think we should be there in 10 years, and God is like, you need at least 50. So who knows? We think, oh, I've put in 2 months. God is like, yeah, but you need 2 years. Whatever. So we have to learn how to have patience with God. God has a lot of patience with us. So why can't we do the same with Him? So that's reason number 2 to keep your faith. To remember why you have to have your faith. It's because it's easy to lose faith when you start feeling like God isn't answering. When you start feeling like He's not coming, He's not answering, He's not seeing. Then your faith starts to take a hit. But you have to remind yourself that no, He heard you. And you have to watch my other videos to learn more about how God really does deal with His people. Is that you have to learn to trust Him. You have to learn to trust what He's working in your life to get you what you've prayed for. You've prayed for it, He answers you. But now we think the answer is supposed to come at a snap of a finger. But God knows, no, that answer that you need has to be built into you. So be patient. Nothing with God will ever come easy. It will never come fast. I promise you that. That's like, I guarantee you, you talk to God, He will answer you fast. You will feel His presence fast. You pray to Him today, you will feel Him tomorrow. You can. But as far as the actual manifestation of something specific that you ask Him for, be patient with Him, because some things you ask for, He has to work that answer into you. He has to build that muscle in you for you to even see that maybe you've even had the answer in you all along. So that's really like reason number 2 to keep your faith is just hold on to God. Don't trust in the fact that you haven't seen what you've asked for. Instead, trust in your faith that you've given it to Him, because He is not in a rush. He's not in a rush, I promise you, but He is there. He has answered you. It's on His way. He's just not in a rush to come to you. So just be patient and hold on to that faith. Reason number 3, life is hard. Life is hard, and we have no choice. Unless you're going to go around just offing yourself. I would hope a lot of us don't have the balls to do that. So that's where prayer comes in. But reason number 3 is just the reason to keep your faith is because life is hard and we have no choice. We have no choice. So we just have to deal with it. You have no choice. I remember watching a video by Layla Ali, an interview she was giving. And it just moved me so much, but it was such a simple statement, but yet had so much meaning, especially for what I was going through at the time when I was watching the interview. She was like, whenever she's down, she remembers that, you know what, like life is hard. Life is going to knock you down. Like she expects it. When you expect that life will be hard, when the hard challenges come, you're able to deal with it level-headed because you already know this is a part of life. This is what you expect. If you're not expecting anything hard in life and you're just walking in la-la land, then when something hard comes your way, your whole world is thrown upside down. Your whole world is like, you don't know what to do because you weren't even expecting. You thought life was easy. You see, but when you know life is hard, when you know there are challenges in life, you are able to approach life level-headed, and you just know that, okay, you learn how to actually deal with one thing after another. Learn how to drive that drive of life. Learn how to handle that road. Quick turn, deer came out of nowhere. Ooh, speed bump. Ooh, weather all of a sudden it's raining. Ooh, I gotta hold this tire and I gotta hold this wheel right. Snow. Ooh, let me make sure my car isn't skidding all over the place. You see, when you're approaching level-headed, you are taking note of all these things that come up on your road. If you're just expecting la 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 la, and all of a sudden a deer comes out, ah! You're freaking out because you weren't even ready. You expected a road full of rainbows and sunshine and open path. And then all of a sudden a deer, rain comes out of nowhere, snow comes out of nowhere. You're done. You're done. You're somewhere tumbling on the side of the road because you didn't even know how to handle your car. But when you expect life to be hard, when you expect challenges to pop up in your life, you're able to approach it like, all right, let's figure this out. And that's where faith comes in. Faith is it confirms the fact that you will be all right. It confirms the fact that even though you're dealing with this, you will get through this because you know where you stand in God. God will never leave you alone in this world. He will let you go through things to toughen you up, to strengthen you, whatever his reasons. Excuse me, but God will always be there with you. So that's the reason for having that faith, is to remind you that there's something bigger than your challenge. You see, if you don't think there's anything bigger than what you go through in life that's hard, then you focus on that. But faith is there to remind you that, yeah, life will pop up, but remember what you're dealing with. Remember who's in your corner. So that's what faith is. Faith is there to really confirm that life is hard, but guess what? You don't have a choice. Go through it. Why? Because God is with you. So faith is that God that's pushing you through whatever struggle, whatever hardship, whatever problem that can come up. So that's really the whole point of number 3, is remember that life is hard, but you don't have a choice. It's either that or go suicide yourself. I know like YouTube pings all these things, but whatever. It's either you deal with life or you go take out yourself. If that's not an option, well, then you have to deal with life. And the only way to overcome certain battles and certain struggles is to know that you're not dealing with it alone. That's where faith comes in. That's God in your corner. That's God inspiring you, teaching you how to keep handling it. So that's number 3. And number 4 kind of ties into number 2. It's really just remembering that we really don't know God's plan. We really don't. We don't know what God has in store for us. We may pray for what we want to pray for, but we really don't know if that's what God has even intended for us to have, if that's what he has intended for us to be, if that's where he has intended for us to go. We don't know ultimately what God's plan is. So at the same time, how to approach life is to, yes, have your plan, have your goals, have things you're working for, but you have to do that planning with God. You have to do that. You have to build your life with God, so you don't waste your time just going off in this venture, and then 5 years down the road you realize, oh, that's not even what I was supposed to be doing. But you didn't ask God before you started doing it. You just did it. So now 5 years you realize, oh, that's actually not what I'm supposed to be doing. Now you're supposed to be over here. We really don't know what God has in store for us. We don't. So we might pray for all the things we want. We might pray for all the things we think we need, but we really don't know if that's what we need. We are approaching life through our lens, not knowing that God sees the bigger picture. God has a bird's eye view on us. So God knows more of what we need than what we think we know. God knows what we need more than we think we do, if that makes sense. But you know what I'm trying to say. God knows us better than ourselves, basically. He knows what we need. He knows what we want. He knows more of that than we do. So a lot of times we have to learn to just let go. Learn to just trust in God. So this does tie into number 2, but it really is just we don't know God's plan. So that's the reason for number 4. It gives you a chance to let go of trying to have control over the situation. It gives you the chance to just, you know what, I relinquish this to you, God. I give this to you because I don't know what your plan is. I might think I know what I want for myself, but I don't. God is the only one who knows how to direct you. So number 4 is really just learning to let go. Give it to God, and only faith can do that. Faith is the only thing that can allow you to let go and still be comfortable, to let go of trust and still have trust. See, because faith is your trust. Faith shows you trust God. So if you let go to faith, you're not letting go to trust. You're still giving your trust to that faith, but that faith belongs to God. So number 4 is really just a chance to really now trust in God by not trying to make all the moves for yourself. Let God really work what he has to work through in your life. Let him really do what he has to do in your life. He knows what you need, not you. We think we do, and a lot of times we're wrong. You start working with him, then he'll show you what you need. But to start even working with him so closely and intimately, first you have to get to him. Pray, meditate, this, that. That's kind of the point of these videos. Reasons to have your faith, because God will talk to you more when he sees your faith is strong with him. When he sees your faith is really in him, he's going to come and find you more. So I don't want to take up too much of your time. That's number 4. Number 4 is really just trust in God's patience, because we really don't know him. All right, you guys, I got to get off here, but much love. I hope this really, helps out a little bit. Okay. Much love, Onedo.